Hello, friends, and welcome. What a big day for the Canucks. The Canucks signing JT Miller to a 7-year extension worth $56 million. Do the math. That's $8 million a season. We're going to talk about it. I'm just adjusting a couple things right now, but let's get going. I am Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary live stream. And yes, as I usually do, when a big Canucks news story happens, and it's not a regularly scheduled Sunday or Wednesday stream, I usually try and come on here for a little bit. So let's do this tonight. It actually works out really well because I didn't stream on Wednesday night because I was coming back from camp. So it actually worked out that we're doing one tonight. So let's get the formalities out of the way. As I'm doing my intro, feel free to vote on the poll. I ask you, what do you think of this deal? Love it, like it, dislike it, or hate it. So make sure you do that. Make sure you talk to each other in the chat. Talk to each other and say where you're coming from. And really, you can put your thoughts in the chat right now. Even though I won't be able to read it because I'm going to concentrate on what I'm saying. I always read all the comments later. But you guys can react to each other, and then I will ask you for your formal opinion in a few minutes. So let's do this intro. Moderators, thank you in advance. If something is sexist, racist, homophobic, ableist, spam, swearing, or in another language, go ahead. Thank you, Coach Rob. Go ahead and delete it. Go ahead and time people out. But let's not necessarily ban anyone from the channel yet. Leave that up to me. But moderators, thank you. Thank you to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate Group and Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss, Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork, and of course, Monkey Nine Brewing, my eternal sponsor, and Vessi, my new brand collaborator. Thanks to all of them for supporting me in some way, shape, or form. Speaking of supporting me, thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame members, franchise members, and all of you that have been members forever or in the past month because you're a gifted one. I appreciate you nonetheless. And you can always decide to support me by buying a membership or gifting someone else a membership. And for everyone else, make sure that you have membership gifting, be able to receive gifts. Make sure you have that enabled on your channel. And I'm so appreciative of all the members, as always. Looking forward to doing some content just for you. And I had a nice chat with Chan. Chan was, I just gave her away. It's okay. It's okay. I won't say who she is in here now that I just messed it up. But sorry about that. But I had it's because it was such a great chat. I had a great chat with one of my Hall of Fame members. I won't give away her handle on here. But you probably figured it out already. But we had actually a wonderful chat about life and a bit of Canucks talk as well. So if you want to become a member or upgrade your membership, you're always welcome to. And like I said, thanks to everyone who's donated memberships before. And my job is to make sure you take that membership and that hopefully after that 1 month, you decide to purchase your own and stay with me and maybe even gift it to someone else. Finally, no matter where you're watching from, whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. I do not take you for granted. I am so appreciative of you. I know that you could be watching anyone else, doing anything else, but the fact that you are here, it means a lot to me. And please know that I do not take you for granted. So while you're here, like this video, like the fact that we are together, like the fact that JT Miller, barring a trade, is here for 7 more years after this year. And we're going to talk about that, obviously, and I'll give you my thoughts. So once again, like the video, and I appreciate that you guys are here as always. If you want to donate as we go through the night, that is fine as well. Just like Lucas did. Lucas says, thrilled with JT coming back. Contract is a small pay raise from his current contract. Well, it's more than a small raise, but it's a raise. Remember this, there's an expectation of a huge salary cap bump in the season ahead. Don't worry about Bo, folks. Okay, so Lucas, appreciate the donation for sure. You say a lot of good things there for sure. But I will say this about the salary cap. The salary cap is going to go up, yes, but it obviously goes up for every single team. So I think the important thing to remember about the salary cap is we don't gain any relative savings or relative advantages to other teams. Yes, it helps us pay for Miller and other contracts. I don't disagree with you, but it's not an advantage to the Canucks because every other team is going to get the same advantage, if that makes sense. But I do agree with everything you said there, Lucas. So let's get into my thoughts on this trade. Not this trade, this contract extension. When I heard about it, I was driving home from Kate's Park. I had a van full of gear, and if you watch my video, it's actually pretty funny. I pulled over, I got my microphone set up pretty darn quick, and then I just started recording. Oh, and Carol, thank you very much, Carol, for the $5 donation. She says, try again. I'm not sure what that means. But let's give some love to Carol in the chat. Let's give some love to Lucas as well. Thank you for the donation, Carol. I don't know what try again means, but I think it's the funniest emoji ever. Okay, so here's the thing. I pulled over. I pulled out my phone. I started recording. You guys, I got so excited that I didn't even turn the phone left, right. Well, I guess you call that, all you cool kids call that landscape. Yeah, I had my phone for whatever reason. I recorded it portrait style, and I just got your message. You know who? Thank you. And it was ridiculous because, and then I was wondering why YouTube wanted to know if I wanted to record it as a short. It's probably because I recorded it in portrait mode. So, anyways, I do that. I make Gail come on camera even though she wasn't really expecting it. So that was kind of funny, but overall, well, by the way, I'm a little bit scattered, but it's kind of cool. Right when we're done today, I'm going to transfer my iPhone 11 Pro Max to an iPhone 13 Pro Max. Yes, you might say, well, Clay, that's really silly timing considering that the 14 is coming out in like a week. But, I never buy the brand new phone as soon as it comes out because it's way too expensive. And our contracts are up, so I can't wait to try. Apparently, the camera on this 13 Pro Max is wicked, so we'll see what happens after that. Okay, let me focus now. Let me focus. Okay, so I pull over, I record the vlog, and here's the one thing that I was talking with the previously mentioned Hall of Fame member in my Zoom chat tonight. I was so surprised when I got the notification, and it was cool. So I was already recording my vlog, and legendary Lucas Gates sent me a text message, as a legend would. Legendary Just Incredible sent me a text message, as a legend would. My sponsor, Jason Lim, Advancing Expert, sent me a message, all telling me, hey, Miller sign. I said, yeah, that's awesome, because I'm recording a vlog about it right now. Oh, thank you, Lucas, for the $10 donation. iPhone 13 Pro. Nice. Thank you for that. My first reaction wasn't this is a great contract. My first reaction wasn't this is a bad contract. My first reaction was, holy smokes. They did something, and they did it without it leaking. And that's one thing that's become a hallmark of this Rutherford Alvin management team is they rarely leak details. So obviously within the Canucks, there used to be, reporters would have their sources, or maybe some of Benning's inner circle were very loose-lipped, whatever it was. But you rarely hear of any leaks when it comes to this current management regime. So that's why it was such a surprise at 3:00 or whatever time it was when they broke the news that and without anyone leaking it prior. So that's what really surprised me. I was surprised that after seemingly they weren't gonna announce anything, maybe not even make any progress for all of leading up to training camp and during preseason and whatever. And we were always talking about here and Canucks After Dark. Is this going to be a distraction? Is it, what's Rutherford? What's Alvin? What's Miller going to say on the first day of camp? Blah blah blah. We said all these things, and then boom, Friday afternoon, they dropped the news. Now, let me get into the details of this contract, and then I will get to your feedback. So give me a second here. Give me one more second. And when I say 1 second, I mean 5 minutes. 7 years, $8 million. We knew it was going to be north of what Kadri got, $7 million. At 7 years, $7 million, because Miller's a better player than Kadri, even though Miller's a better player than Kadri. We talked about Zibanejad money, 8 years, 8.5. Thomas Hurdle money, 8 years, 8.1 or 8.2. So this comes in at a little bit less and one fewer year, 7 years at $8 million. If you were someone who's thinking that the Canucks would have to dole out 8.5 or 9 to keep Miller, then you might think this is a win for sure. However, I know a lot of people don't like this term of 7 years considering he turned 29 years old. So this is what's the fascinating thing to me is I like the contract. I don't love it, but I like it. What it signals to me, and this is what the Hall of Fame member and I were chatting about just half an hour ago, it signals to us and to the Canucks fans that Rutherford and Alvin think this team is ready to win now. Because people who don't like this deal, they don't like two things about it. They don't like how it might potentially mess with our salary cap, re-signing Bo and da-da-da. And they don't like that it's 7 years long at $8 million because they're thinking, the people that don't like this deal, is that deal that JT Miller just got is a deal for when a team that thinks they're ready to win now. Not a good deal for a team that thinks they are going to win 2, 3, 4 years from now. Because he's declining when all your guys should be in their statistical primes. So that's why a lot of people don't like this deal. They say, oh, year 4, 5, 6, 7, it's going to be bad. Maybe you buy him out, maybe you trade him, but let's not worry about that right now. However, the people that think this team is closer than further, they see what the Canucks did under Bruce Boudreau, going 17 games over 500 with him, right? They started 7 games under, they went 17 games over. That's why they ended up 10 games over 500. That over an 82-game season is 99 points. That is a playoff position. You could say your defense is the same as last year, so that's not great, but it's the same. Your goaltending is arguably going to be better with Martin instead of Halak. And we know that our forwards are way better with the additions of Kuzmenko, Mikheyev, and Lazar, and saying goodbye to Highmore, and Chason, and Lamico. That's a pretty good upgrade, if you ask me. So it tells me that Patrick Alvin, that Jim Rutherford are willing to go for it now. Not rebuild, but go for it now. And I think that will make a lot of Canucks fans happy. That'll make, as we've seen, some Canucks fans upset. And you have everyone in between. So for me, I like this deal. I don't love it. Because of the way it's going to make challenges for the Canucks in their salary cap. But I certainly like it. He's a great player. He was our best player last year, him and Demko. So, and even if he comes down to 80 or 85 points, which I think everyone expects him to do, that's still really good. That's a point a game player. And for one more season at $5.25 million, that's a steal. Then yes, he jumps up to $8 million. His salary increases by basically 50%. Yeah, 50% all the way up to, so that I'd say that's more than a little raise. That's a big raise. So that's my thoughts on the deal. Really quickly, before I get to your comments, I put the poll up on Twitter and I said, do you love it, like it, dislike it, or hate it? 230 votes right now. 16% love it, 61% like it, 18% dislike it, and 5% hate it. So you add those numbers together, 77% either like it or love it, and 23% don't like it. I look on our poll here, you guys. What do we got here? And granted, maybe because we are such a positive community, here I see the results. 41% love it. 51%. Sorry, 41%. Yeah, 41% love it. 51%. I can't read. Yeah, 41% love it. 51% like it. 5% dislike it, and 2% hate it. So that means of this community, 92% of the people in here love it or like it. Lucas says, another $10 donation. Let's give Lucas some love. Says, Clay, if we get the cup this year, I hope I and Justin get a ring from upstairs. I know someone who got a ring from the 2020 World Series due to his work in the Dodgers dugout. Yeah, I hope you get a ring too. That might be getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but I do love the optimism, Lucas. And once again, thank you for the donation. Okay. Really quickly, before I get to your questions, drop in the chat right now. Give this extension a letter grade for me. Anything from A to F. You can use pluses and minuses. A plus, B minus. I give this I'll wait. But give this a letter grade for me. This 7-year, $56 million contract extension. What do you give it? I see an A. I see a B plus. B plus, B plus, B minus, A, B plus, B, A, B minus, B plus, A, B minus, B plus, B plus, high, B minus, B plus, A minus, A plus, B, A, C minus. Ooh, top shelf doesn't like it. B plus, A, B plus. I sound like I'm a robot trying to rap. A minus, D, B, AA. Isn't that a battery? A. Okay. Thank you. I give it a B plus. Peter, with Miller officially extended, what do you think the lineup is looking like on opening night? I won't give I gave my lines. I think it's going to be Miller. I would go Miller, Garland, Kuzmenko, Pedersen, Besser, Podkolzin, Horvat, Pearson, Mikheyev, Lazar, Joshua, and Hoglander, with Dickinson being number 13. I go some combination of OEL and Myers, Hughes, Shen, Rathbone, Dermott. Those are my 6. And then I have a Tucker Pullman as a healthy scratch, or maybe he's not even healthy. Kyle Burrows, Brady Keeper as scratches, and then of course Demko and Martin. Jasper and Clay, does someone like Garland or Myers or Pearson might get moved? It doesn't have to happen this year. The Canucks still, because remember, this contract kicks in after next season. The Canucks still got to get under the cap, but they don't have to move a big contract this season. They will have to do something for next season. King RJ liked the battery joke. Thank you. Fangirl, now that Miller has a new contract, do you think Horvat gets one before preseason? Nope. No, I don't think Horvat does. Although they can move on it, but I don't know. I don't know if the urgency is there as much, or maybe they did this now so they can focus on the next month for Horvat. Maybe. So my answer is maybe. I've upgraded from a no to maybe, but I don't think it's a slam dunk. Yes, we are stacked on forwards. I agree. It's going to be exciting. I always say they're going to try and outscore their problems. CV, hey Clay, do you think the Canucks are going to make any more moves before training camp starts? I think they might try and tinker with the D-men. I heard they're still in on Calvin DeHaan. Shelvin saying Miller might get traded before the end of his contract. 4 years of no movement, 3 years of modified no trade. Do you think Bo is going anywhere? You know what's funny, Jasper? I think I mentioned this before once. Jasper. My brother thinks that all along the Canucks play here is to sign Miller so they could trade Horvat. I'm not saying they're going to do that, but sure got interesting, that's for sure. Edmund, Clay, is it safe to say Alvin will have to move a contract out? Only they can still tinker. They can make it work with long-term injury reserve. This year they're okay. It's next year where it gets a little more challenging. Jaskrin, should we make Connor Bedard pull in Adam Fox and make him wait out? I don't know if we're going to have the power to be able to do that. I'm doing great, John. I give it a B+. Edmund makes me worry about retaining Horvat. Yeah, there's a lot of people are thinking that, or at least have expressed that for sure. For sure. Dominic says, my question, which are your top 3 realistic right D you can see the Canucks trading for a signing? Yeah, the only name I keep hearing is Calvin DeHaan. Really, that's the only one I keep hearing. Taylor, Connor Bedard with the Canucks would be the dream. Oh, it'd be amazing. It would be amazing. Justin says Horvat comes in at 6 times 6.5 to 7. Yeah, I can see that. Brian, Horvat's contract expires at the end of next season, just like Miller's does. Chris, do you think Horvat's contract will come in under 7 for 7-8 years? Yeah, I think 7's the max. Horvat's next contract, I think 7's the max. That's what I would do. Jaskrin, the report saying Horvat will be extended by the golf tourney. Okay, which is on September 19th. Top Shelf says the Canucks are years away. Hello, Riley. Lucas, Bo, and management are still on good terms. Of course, I think so too. And I do think the Miller contract was a priority. Peter, the reports that Niels Lundqvist doesn't want to be in New York anymore. Could be a potential target. After all, he was rumored to be one of the assets. Yeah, I've seen his name in rumors a lot over the past few days for sure. Horvat, team-friendly deal. Maybe King RJ. Yeah, Horvat is a stud. He does a lot of good things well, for sure. Tristan says, why didn't we get a more experienced backup? I think that they think Martin can do it, and they're ready to go now, and that you can save money there to use for other things, for sure. Yes, JT Miller welcomed his 3rd child, his first son named Owen. Lucas also says Horvat could take a hometown discount. Horvat is good at faceoffs. Nahal, if you had to pick one, who would you pick, Miller or Horvat? Oh gosh, because you got to take money into consideration. I think Miller is the more complete player, quite frankly. But I think better captain depends what you look for. If you like the fiery guy, then it's Miller. If you like the more calm guy, then it's Horvat. I think Horvat's better in the community, or I just see him more in the community, maybe because he is a captain. So it depends what you want. Actually, I think they'd both be good. Yes, a great 24 hours for Miller for sure. Shelvin says Horvat will do a team-friendly deal. Martin for 2 years. Yep. Absolutely. Okay. A lot of you in here, which is awesome. This is good practice for my nightly stream where I'm not going to be able to read everything. So I will try and do the questions for sure. Fangirl, I don't know who else we might trade for because you don't want to give up a lot of assets. DeHaan is a free agent. Miller's Dolly. Yeah, I better get to questions only. Who do you think leads the Canucks in goals this season? I think it's going to be Pettersson, actually. Next target for Canucks right-hand D? Yes, I think that's their final piece of business to do. Lindsay, yes, we can afford Hsmfangirl next season. Well, it depends, right? Is he going to go to $2 million or $3 million? After this season, yeah, actually, I'm looking at it. Everyone's locked up for this season. Next season, Pettersson, Besser, Miller, Garland, Mikheyev, Pearson, Dickinson, Hsmfangirl, and Dowling are the only UFAs. Then Shenbros. Yeah, actually, Oliver. Now that I look at it, we don't have the best contract situation for next season. Okay, that's gonna be something to keep an eye on for sure. Can the Canucks win a cup with this core? I think they can contend. Can they win? I think they're a few pieces away still. Trevor, could you see this as a sign him now? And if we're not competitive in 2-3 seasons, you trade Miller? Well, you have to wait till the 5th season because it's 4 years. He's got no movement. But yes, you could trade him in the final 3 years. Jaskrin, I don't know. Miller wouldn't have got 10 million plus. I think Miller would have got exactly what he got, and he chose to stay here. I don't think there's a $10 million contract waiting for him. Shannon, how does this signing Miller at the price? How is the salary cap for the Canucks? It doesn't affect Shannon this year because this contract kicks in at the end of the season. Who do I think will lead the Canucks in points this year? I think it's going to be Pettersson this year. Horvat is younger and cheaper, but you could argue Miller is the better player. That's fine. Do I see Miller being the captain in 5 years? I don't actually, Tristan. I think it's going to be Horvat if he's here, and then maybe PD. AZ or AZY? Yeah, I like the Miller deal too. Hoglander for Lundqvist? Yeah. I think Hoglander, it's going to be hard for him to find a spot on this team. I would do it. Thank you, Shelvin. Appreciate it. Lions trade, Vernon Adams. Yes, I love it. After the game I saw, if O'Connor's going to be out, and of course, Nathan Rourke's out, I like the trade for sure. First rounder, though. Bauer, that's expensive for Horvat, for sure. Oh, interesting. Justin didn't think Hollander will be in the opening night. Yeah, actually, thank you, Lucas, for deleting Nick's message. But for that, I am gonna exercise my ability to ban him because we certainly don't need any of that. So hide user on this channel. There we go. Thanks, Lucas, for catching that so quickly. No, I don't go to training camp, LA Women's Hoops. Yes, Calvin DeHaan is a right shot defenseman, a little bit older. Will Pearson be on the trade block this season? I think he's got a no trade clause, actually, so it might be tough to move him. I'm looking it up real quick. Pearson, a modified no trade, so I don't know the terms of that. Maybe, but he might have a really good year. Can you compare Tage Thompson contract with JT Miller's? Oh, Tage is so young, but he has such a crazy season. I didn't know his stats were that good. I think that Tage Thompson contract's a little bit high, to be honest with you. Zal, yeah, I think everyone's hoping that the salary cap will bump up, but like I mentioned earlier, it's not a competitive advantage for the Canucks because every team's going to get the same bump up for sure. No, I think any hopes of Connor Bedard pulling Adam Fox is not going to happen. He's too good, and yeah. What would it take to get Bedard? It would take us sucking. Oh, Chris, that's you. That's awesome. Bauer, I like your hot take. I'll take 40 goals from Besser. Yeah, Justin Miller has been awesome. Yeah, I think JT can get 80 to 85 again. Miller's better than Tage. Lucas Clay, this will be my 5th year of the Canucks. I hope you work a playoff game. I really do. I hope I get to go to a playoff game. Why didn't we give him 8 years for $9 million? Because you don't give him what he wants. You have to negotiate. 7 year, 8 years, that's even worse. And $9 million is a lot worse than $8 million. So we didn't have to give him 8 years for $9 million. Tristan is the reason why we didn't do that. Canucks next captain from 6 years, it will be PD. Do you think Miller's contract a little too long? Yeah, a little, but you probably needed to do that to get him to sign. Carol, do I think Miller's going to take a hometown discount? I think you mean Horvat. No. But I also don't. He should know he's not the same value as PD and Miller. Close to it, but maybe not that high. Sharms, will Miller be in legend territory? It depends. I could see him turn out to be like a Ryan Kessler type where loved by the fans, but maybe not like jersey retirement territory. Fangirl, with Miller re-signed, do we actually get third in the Pacific? Well, there's nothing to do with his new contract, but I think you're asking the fact that we're going to have him for this entire season as opposed to trading him. That's what I've said, is third in the Pacific for sure. For sure. 7 years, 6.3. I think Bo's going to demand more than that, admittedly. Dominic. I got this pop-up that I'm trying to get rid of on my screen now. Way there. Yeah. Shelvin, don't always believe in first-round picks. Does Demko win the Vezina in his career? I think he's going to come close. I don't know if he's actually going to win one, though. I'm not going to opening night, Tristan. I'm going the next night, the next game on Monday night, the 24th. 7 or 10 team no trade for Pearson. Thank you, Bauer. I would love Bruce. I would love Dickinson to have a bounce back year. I don't even know if he's going to be in the lineup, though. But yeah, we need him to. Matthew, first game I'm going to is Monday night against Carolina, the 24th. I think Tristan Besser's going to have a really good bounce back season. Yeah, this team of King RJ, the forwards on this team are really good. Riley Clave, you're the Canucks GM. Who would you have from the chat be the head coach? There's some pretty smart cookies in here. But if I had to pick one person from this chat, oh no, if I pick one person, I'm going to offend like a bunch of other people. I'll pick Coach Rob because coach is in his name. How's that? A lot of smart people here. Lucas, Clay, can you see PD get an A? I can see him getting it eventually, but I don't. He'd have to unseat. Like Miller's probably still going to have one. They usually like to go between the captain and the A, 2 forwards, 2D. So I could see it being OEL, Myers, Horvat, and Miller, for instance. Like Horvat, Myers, OEL, and Miller getting the A's, and Horvat wearing the C, of course. I'm just going to questions, you guys, just because, so I can keep up. How are they going to sign Bo now? Well, they can sign him and worry about the money later because it won't kick in until next season. Caston Gay's negotiation skills. Yeah, Chris, or do we know that it's her just doing it? I think they've been fine so far. Yeah, a lot of people excited about the forwards this year. Thoughts on Ryan Murray signing Edmonton? I can't remember. Was Ryan Murray good? I don't even know about his stats. He used to play for Columbus, right? I don't even know much about their trade, the contract value. So I'd have to look that up, to be honest with you. Lucas, $5 donation. Thank you, Lucas. Tips for being a road fan and going into November 9 in Montreal with my cousin over there. Just represent. Be careful what you say, how you cheer. And it really depends on where you're sitting and what city you're in. But yeah, no, that's pretty cool that you're going to go to the Montreal game. Just enjoy yourself, Lucas. That's awesome. That's awesome. No, I don't want Trampkin back. Coach Rob accepting the job. Why would Myers have to have an A? No one says he have to have an A, but I think he's really respected and he's looked up to, not just because he's 6'7". Pearson MVP with 137 points. That is a hot take. Horvat, Miller, and Oyel as leaders. Chris, from what I've read, she's had the upper hand on contract negotiations. Okay, that's cool. 4th overall pick. No wonder his name. Thank you, Jaskrin. Do I think they're going to grab Calvin DeHaan? They keep talking about him. I just hope it's not for that much money. I did not know about Virtanen having 4 teams interested, but it doesn't surprise me. I've always said he'll get another job. Sports are a pretty forgiving place. Yeah, I do think he'll get another. He'll play again. Yeah, Pat, this is the first I've heard that the Oilers were interested in Virtanen. Oh, $750. Thanks, Justin, for Murray. Peter, could you see Hoglander being traded, especially with additions of Mikheyev, Lazar, and Kuzmenko? Yeah, I have him projected as a fourth line guy right now, and I don't know if he's a fourth line player. So Jaskrin thinks Kelvin Hahn will just happen out of nowhere. Chris, if Hoglander has a bounce back season, do you see him having a role going forward? I would sure hope so. Like he's even if he has a decent season, his next contract is not going to be that big. It'll be $1.5 million. So yeah, I would love it if he made it tougher on our coaching staff and our management for sure. Fangirl, did they first talk about the Miller extension? No, actually, I saw it. I saw it on Twitter first. So that's not how I heard about it. I saw it on Twitter first. Trade proposal from Meninder. Hoglander for Lundqvist. Someone else actually mentioned that. I'd be interested in that. Ben Eagers hit on Daniel Sedin. Oh. But I do like. I'm with John. I like Hoglander. I think he just needs a bounce back season. He's only played 2 seasons. Oh, Pat, is Hoglander better suited for top 6 role in Abbotsford? Yeah, he can even play third line, middle 6. I just don't like him as a fourth line guy, but we could change the way a fourth line is. Like Lazar and Joshua and Hoglander could give you some skill in the fourth line. Peter, I've said, as I mentioned earlier, I said that PD, I think you do it in pairs. Bo with Pearson, PD with Besser, Miller, and Garland, and then you slot the 3 Russians in. Yeah, Jastrin, that exactly. The management knows how to keep things under wraps. Who do you think the Canucks are going to trade at the trade deadline in 2023? Tough to say. Maybe if they're in a playoff hunt, they're not going to trade away anyone. They're going to trade for people, maybe. I think it really depends on how the season's going. Yeah, no, Bauer, the only thing I don't like in your lines is that you take Dickinson out and you got to get Pearson in there in your top 9. Yes, Lucas, I do recall. Thank you. Pedersen, Miller, and Pearson with Myers and Huggy first line. Thoughts? Nope. No, you got it. Pearson does not play well with PD. Siedas, do you think any of these players are more valuable than JT Miller? 8 million cap it. Shabbat, Burns, Johansson, Trouba, Carlson, Couture. Maybe Jack Hughes, only because of his potential. I used to be a big Shabbat fan, but I don't think he's that good anymore. Fangirl, would a prime Naslin help the Canucks this season? Of course. Lucas, Clay, as per usual, I'm going to do something for Autism Night on April 2nd. That's awesome. Yeah, you have mentioned that on this chat before, but that is, you should be involved in that. You're such a great advocate for autism awareness. That's great. Dominic, thanks for always entertaining me. You're welcome. You and your brother enjoy watching. That's great. Thank your brother for me as well. Does anyone know Jonathan Thomas? That would make sense. Or is it Jonathan Tanner? Jack Hughes is probably... Yep, I agree with you, Justin. Yeah, I want Garland to do well. Peter, I think he had a tougher than expected adjustment to Vancouver. Garland for Chris Tanev and 20... No, I think Garland's upside is... Although Tanev would feel a need, wouldn't he? And he did have a really good season. Tanev and a second? Okay, maybe I would consider it for sure because we are more stacked up front. Okay, it's 10:40. I'm going to finish these questions. Do you think any prospects will surprise? No, LA Women's Hoops. Only Rathbone if you consider him a prospect still. Prime Olin or Salah? Olin. I like Olin better. Prime Salah or Prime Bieksa to pair with Hughes. I like Bieksa's snarl, and he's a good skater too. Thoughts on Lekkerimmäki's overall World Juniors? He was just okay, but apparently he was coming off of mono. Thoughts on Garland? Do you think he'll get his 20 goals? Yes. If you were to trade him, why would you? Follow-up question. If you were to trade him, why would you? No, I wouldn't trade him. I want, unless the return's really, really good. My day is going great, Riley. Busy day, though. I was at the dock, unloading boats, loading up my van. Bye, DSS. Yeah, the Donovan Mitchell trade. I don't know what Cleveland gave up, but I'm sure it was a lot. Hey, Shannon, welcome back. John, no, you don't have to remind me of the time. Thank you. I can see it right on my computer. Peter, can we have Parker as the right-hand D? I think he'd be good. Pat, are you in... Okay, so yes. As you can see, we can move towards Ask Me Anything now. So I will slowly get out of the Canucks and NHL questions. And for the next 10 minutes, you can ask me anything that has nothing to do with the Canucks or NHL. But we'll transition into that. Pat, are you in fantasy hockey? Yes, I am. We have a keeper league. What would your strategy be for your top 5 picks positionally? Well, it's tough to answer that just like flat like that. Ours is a keeper league with salary cap, so that's pretty cool. But I have Connor McDavid and Quinn Hughes, so I'm very happy in that league. It really depends on your on the parameters of your league. Edmund, no, we never got into the NBA games. We only play them like when we're with friends who have them, but we don't play them. 4 first round picks. Oh, I think that's a lot. Yeah, Tanner, I was fine with the move to sign Miller. Favorite part about camping? Just being outdoors. How was camp? And truly, this wasn't camping. This was like a Camp Jubilee, so it had lodges and stuff. Camp was great, Justin. Had a great time just being with young people, playing basketball with this young man, going to school in Abbotsford. But my low light was this. You guys, many of you guys have seen it on my Twitter and my Instagram. Is I did that to myself in the archery pits or whatever archery station. That wasn't the arrow smoking me. That was me pulling back too far and the bowstring catching me on the arm there. Carol, if you got booted and your subscription got canceled, I don't know what to say, Carol, because obviously that wasn't me. So you'd have to check to make sure that your credit card is good or however you but I can look. They don't tell me any of that kind of stuff, but if I hear of anything, I'll let you know. I'll message you tomorrow. That's weird. Peter, Cleveland gave up 3 roster players and 5 picks. Wow. Camping highlights, yeah, just hanging out with the young people and seeing their joy of being there. Chris McCabe's can help with speed and penalty kill. Family is great, Jasper. Thank you for asking. They're really, really good. Everyone's really good. Thank you, Lucas, for laying out that trade deal. That's crazy. Riley Clay, if you could visit one country in Europe, which one would you choose? I want to get to Rome. I've been there before, but I want to bring Gail there for sure. Yes, John. Lego Rocks and I recorded a piece for Hot Take Hockey, so that will be released next week sometime. 1 to 3. Oh, you got to go sushi number 1, like way up here, then pizza, then salad. Ciedets, where would you want your next big vacation to be? Next big one, I want to do a cruise, or I want to take Gail to Rome, which we were supposed to do back in 2020, but for our 20th year anniversary, probably bump it to 2025 now for our 25-year anniversary. Tanner, do you play basketball? Yes, I do. I'm not the best at it. I work hard, decent shooter. I have decent speed but cannot dribble with my left. Early Super Bowl matchup prediction. Oh, wow. And a winner. Let's go Buffalo versus Tampa. No, not Tampa. Who do I want out of the NFC? I don't know. Buffalo against... Pick a team from the other side. Buffalo. You know what? I have my Sports Illustrated right here. I will say it's going to be... Who did they say? Scouting reports. Okay, we'll take Buffalo from the AFC. No, I don't think it's Green Bay. I don't think it's going to be Dallas. Yeah, it might be Buffalo against Tampa, actually, now that I think about it. Mark, when will I get the software to highlight the questions? I will. Maybe you should tune in on Sunday, September the 11th. Justin, what is everyone in your family's reaction and thoughts on Gail's new promotion? Oh, we're all thrilled, obviously, for her. Yes, thank you. We've known actually for a few months, but I just publicly announced it on yesterday or a couple days ago. But we're all thrilled for her for sure. And before anyone tells me that it's time to play the games, I'm going to get through the Ask Me Anythings first. How disappointed were you that Gaudette failed as a prospect? A little bit disappointed. But I think he was. You always overhype your own guys, and I think he was way overhyped here. Yes, thank you, Peter. Gail is indeed the new principal at St. Paul's School. Carol's asking everyone to hit the like button. Do you watch any non-scary Halloween movies? Non-scary Halloween movies? No, I do not watch any Halloween movies. But I do like non-scary movies. I mean, I do like scary movies, but more thrillers as opposed to horror movies. Do you like the NFL? I do, John. Bruce, you have to keep your elbow downwards. Yeah, and I did fine. I guess the way I did it, I could have... Yeah, it was fine. But I appreciate that. No problem, Taylor. Go eat. Next Friday, I think they're gonna win. They're gonna come back. Yeah, I don't know. With Rourke's injury probably shutting down a season, I don't know if he'll get to the NFL just yet. He might need one more year in the CFL. I have not been to Hungary, Dominic. That's cool. No, dad jokes always at the end. Riley says I look like I'm 24. Thank you. 48. I'm exactly double that, but you're a good man. Carol, from here it says you're still a member because your name's in green and there's a badge beside it. So I don't know, but I'll have to look at it on the weekend, not right now. Do the Lions have a chance of winning the Grey Cup? They had a better chance when it was Rourke, for sure. Best sushi place I've been to in Vancouver. The best? Ooh. I have not had like super, super good sushi in Vancouver. I like Kobe downtown, but they're not known for their sushi. I'll have to get back to you, actually. All the places I go to are like kind of cheap, middle of the road sushi. I haven't been to like an awesome one. Maybe that's what I should do is find a really good one. Seahawks versus Denver, or Denver wins. Oh, Peter, I did not know about Tom Brady and his wife. Will Gail have less interaction with students now? Different type of interaction because she's still running the learning resource department and working with kids with special needs. Thank you, Tristan. I met Gail in high school and I proposed to her at church. Clay, can the Lions beat the Seahawks? I don't think so. I think NFL players are a bit better. Clay, any city in California you'd like to visit? None that I haven't been to already, but I do enjoy San Francisco. God, a lot of you guys like the Seahawks. Oh, Seahawks versus the Lions, you mean? Secrets for a happy marriage, sacrifice, listening. Yeah, those two things. I think anyone that tells Clay what time it is should donate a gifted sub. It's all right, Justin. I don't get annoyed. Annoyed's too strong of a word. It's all in fun, but I'll just say this. I'm very aware of what time it is and where I am in my stream. But thank you, everyone. 1 for 4. I like NHL, CFL, NFL, NBA. Higher when the Grizzlies were here. What state have you not been to would like to visit? Ooh, that's a good one. Pennsylvania. No, I've been to Pittsburgh. No, I haven't. Pennsylvania for some reason. No plans for Warriors games just yet, Lucas. Yes, SMWWE is better. Grey Cup was possible 2 weeks ago, Charms, because they only had one loss, but then their starting quarterback got hurt. Yes, Sidhu, that must mean you're 24 then, right? What does Gil love about you? She says she loves my sense of humor. No. What does she tolerate? Probably my sense of humor. Or I think she tolerates how immature I can be. What does she love about me? I think I would say how I interact with the 3 kids. But I'll ask her. Oh, yeah, I better go fast. Have I been to Tojo's or Miku? Miku, yes, not Tojo's. Fries, tenders, mozzarella, 6 1-3. That's my order right there. Koya, okay, that's good to know. Not eat sushi for a week. If you win, I'll do 30 push-ups just for you. If I win, you would have to sing a song. Well, you got to do way more than 30 push-ups for me to do that. That's for sure. And Carol, by the way, thank you, Chris. Carol, the podcast is going to be actually just what you see on YouTube. So if you watch it on YouTube, it's the exact same thing. It's just the YouTube show without seeing my pretty face. But what I will do, Carol, is I will also put the links I will share the links to the podcast for sure. But yeah, it's up. Clay's Canucks commentary is up for you to subscribe on Apple and on Spotify. Did I know that Aska has a YouTube channel? No. Well, I better hurry up. I think McIntyre wins, Peter. Oh, John's testing my patience. John is testing my patience, that's for sure. It's okay. He can keep typing in the time. It's not going to make him move any faster. Jaskrin, is it true that when you're in a relationship, whatever you might argue with the girl, the guy is always wrong? No. No, I wouldn't say that. That's kind of a stereotype or a misconception. But in my case, that's true. It's always the case. Lucas says, hypothetical, NBA approves your application for the 31st Expansion Club. However, you would have to give up YouTube. Take it or no. If I'm making money from this team, more money than I make on YouTube, then yes, I'm taking it. Justin says, let the woman win the argument is better in the long run. I would not disagree with that. Okay, I will wrap this up in the next 2 minutes and get to our games. Where and when did I meet John Leeson? Through church, through St. Paul's, Peter. I know his family quite well. Yeah, I think they're going to use Vernon for all the games, Chris. If he's their starting, he's their starting QB. Carol, Clay, what is your favorite song? A modern song and a Christian song? I like an old song by New Edition called "Can You Stand the Rain." I like Bruno Mars music, and Christian music. A guy named Matt Maher and Katinas is my favorite band. All right, last one's Jaskrin. I could probably accidentally stab you, and you'd be like, "It's okay. You're testing my patience to see." Well, don't stab me. Favorite celebrity? Ooh, Denzel Washington. Peter, I once showed John the rookie McDavid card I have was really oh, nice. I'm sure he would be. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, John, the time thing was funny for a little bit, but yeah, I think you're the only one doing it, and that probably saying something. Okay. Despite and last question, Tyler. Miller's new contract, 7 years, $56 million. Okay. Well, I definitely know. Yeah, my dad, Taylor, did my dad voice just come out? Did my dad look just come out? It's interesting. Just before I get to the games, in all seriousness though, I'm going to really tighten up how I do the show once the podcast starts, or once the nightly show starts. Especially, there's a lot of Canucks news. I'm already thinking about strategizing how I'm going to do comments, questions. I am going to show some on the screen, but I'm only going to get to I don't want to say a number, but maybe a dozen or so a night, as opposed to trying to rip through everything, because I'm going to do my own commentary for the first 10 to 15 minutes and then go to select questions, select comments. So gone are the days where I'm going to be basically reading every single question. I'm going to have to be more choosy, because I expect as the season goes that the streams will get bigger. There'll be more people in here, thank goodness. But it'll be obviously quite challenging to try and keep up with everything. So we'll see. We will see how it goes. So let me spend a second getting set up here for the games. And yeah, I took your guys' feedback about the games for sure. And what I think I might do is I might just cut them out of the podcast. So because I don't want someone not liking the podcast because they're sitting there listening to us talk about a game that they can't even see. But I'm still thinking about that as well. You guys are don't make me turn this live stream around. That is hilarious. That was really, really, really good. That was really funny. Okay, that was good. That was an awesome dad joke. Okay, I will move my good-looking face over. So that's this guy. Oh, yeah, there we go. I'll put myself here, and then I will... Okay. Who's this? Who's this? Now you guys are all laughing. It's all good. Don't worry. Jaskrin doesn't always have the best discretion, but I knew what he was getting at. He was trying to make. He wasn't making the point about stabbing me because Jaskrin's violent or a bad guy. He was making the point that it would take a lot for me to get upset. I think Jaskrin, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's the point you're making. So I think we can drop it now. He wasn't at all suggesting that he was gonna knife me somewhere. Okay. The first one I saw in there was Nate Schmidt. I don't think his hair is that high, although he's missing quite a bit of it. Okay. He's not any of these things. Okay, he's not a defenseman. So we know he's in the Eastern Conference and he's not U.S. We just know he's left-handed and he's younger than that. So let's go to another one. Let's go to Tage Thompson, I saw. Wait, not bad, actually. Not bad. Although I shouldn't have guessed it because it's U.S. So, and I guess the 6-foot thing too. So we know it's a right-hander from the Atlantic Division. Right-hander from the Atlantic Division who's older than 24 and he's smaller than 6 feet. Smaller than 6 feet. A right winger from the Atlantic Division who's shorter than 6 feet. Oh, Chris, do you know who's got the... Oh, you guys are all saying McDavid, but no, he's not. We know it's an Eastern Conference guy. Barzell, that's the wrong division. That's the Metro. Zibanejad, that's the wrong and I don't think he's under 6 feet tall, is he? No, Hedman's way too tall. We got to find someone who's under 6 feet tall. Is Panarin that small? No, and I can just tell from his hair. Stamkos. Stamkos is older than 31, so I don't think it's Stamkos. Okay, let's just get a guess in here. I like the Zadina guess. Oh, okay. Okay, no, that didn't do much for us. Still in the Atlantic Division. Still need a guy who's shorter than 6 feet tall. You guys are saying Kucherov, but isn't Kucherov older than... Oh, I am so sorry. Who was the first person to say Kucherov? Was it Jaskrin? No, Sharms? No, it was way up there. Sorry, it was Canuck. Someone said Canucks Bo actually got it a few minutes ago. So very good, you guys. I was surprised that Kucherov is only 29 years old. Excellent. Good job. Usually Wordle takes us a long time. Very impressed. So Canucks Bo, good on you. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good. Let's do this one. No problem, Taylor. Did we scare John off? Is John still here? I will say, like, it's kind of funny, like, once or twice, but after I say that, you know, if I say it doesn't annoy me, but if you guys know me enough, you know that it slightly annoys me, and then for him to keep going was quite gutsy of him. Oh gosh. It's all good. It's all fun. No problem, John. I'm glad you're still here. It's all good. Awesome. Glad you're here. We're good. We're a very forgiving community. It's all good. It's all in love. Well, that was good guess. Well, it's either Hiller, Diller, Killer, Biller, Niller. It's got to be Hiller. That was who said Miller? Jasper did. Okay, we are obviously way too good at this game. Wow, and it's like Justin said Miller, Trevor said Miller, Peter said Miller. Everyone said Miller. Jonas Hiller. Okay. You guys, this is... Okay, if it went this fast, then I actually would put this on the podcast, because this is fast. Okay, this we're doing pretty good. All right, one more. One more. Okay, I'm starting us off. This is like the worst guess ever, but it's in honor of Miller. Oh, I suck. Okay. Give me a word that has an M in it somewhere else. That was really bad. Well, at least it had two vowels, an O and E, and I don't mind the N, but the M and the Y, that kind of sucked. Okay, so give me a word that has an M somewhere else, you guys. Give me a word. I'm not thrilled with limit because it's got two I's, but I do like the L. Yeah, okay. Not a great start, you guys. No problem, Peter. I like the effort, though. Okay, we got to pick up the pace here. Frame. Can't use frame because we've used an E already. Wimps. Can't use wimps because we used an I already. Worm is only 4 letters. Brian, it's got to be 5-letter word. Come on, man. We play this like all the time. Stamp. Can't you stamp because of the T here? Okay. Clamp. Can't use clamp because of the L here. Champ. I can use champ because that's what we all are in here. Oh, I can't even type. What the heck? Okay, so you know it's CHA something M. Charm. Ha. There you go, Trevor. Charm. Oh, what? The Liano got it already. Charm. We are the best. Look at us. So good. Not only the best looking, not only the most positive, but the smartest Canucks community here on YouTube. Okay, friends, you guys are awesome. I'm going to wrap up this impromptu stream. I want to thank everyone that donated. I appreciate you. I think it was Lucas and Carol. I want to thank anyone who became members or actually became subscribers during this chat. I want to thank the moderators. You actually had some work to do today, and you did a fine job, as always. I want to thank the sponsors, Van City Experts, Perform and Transform, Monkey 9, Gassy Jack Art, and Vessi. And most importantly, I want to thank all of you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. You know that I do not take you for granted, and I'm so grateful for all of your support. So it's a big day for the Canucks, whether you loved it, liked it, disliked it, or hated it. JT Miller is here for another 7 years after this season. By the way, I'm finishing up my Canucks. For those of you that want to buy Canucks tickets, I will be posting over the weekend. I have two different options for you. I'm selling my regular pair up in $319, and I've also, let's just say, I've also invested in some seats in the lower bowl as well. So, if you're looking for Canucks tickets, cheaper than Ticketmaster, we will be making our games available later over the weekend, and I will be talking about it in my vlogs, and I'll be posting it on my community tab as well. Okay, and John, don't worry, we're still buddies. Everything is all good. Okay, friends, as always, subscribe if you like to, like this video if you like to, leave a tip, donation if you like to, become a member if you like to, and always comment if you like to. And thank you very much for being here. I will see you Sunday night for my next live stream, Monday night for Canucks After Dark, and then it'll be the 1 week countdown to the official launch of my nightly show. And believe me, I have some really cool surprises. Well, at least one cool surprise for the very first show. Charms, you gotta wait. You should know that the dad joke is the very. You guys are rusty, man. The dad joke is the very last thing I do, as in 10 seconds from now. So stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. You know, earlier today, as Gail and I were driving home from the dock, she said to me, "You really have no sense of direction, do you?" And I said, "Where did that come from?" God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.